50 Cent says he gave the BMF family $5 million legal dollars, so he does not understand where the money went, how Lil Meech blew it before Big Meech got out of jail, but he feels extremely betrayed after that picture got taken between Big Meech and Rick Ross after he got out of jail.
Lil Meech. Stake.
What's at stake for everybody involved?
Absolutely.
For the BMF legacy as well.
Yeah. So let's start the beginning, right? Like 50 Cent, he wasn't just like a producer on the BMF series, right? He chose Lil Meech to play his father, Big Meech.
Right, he was very intentional about that.
But it wasn't just about finding like a look-alike.
No, not at all. This is where the story gets really interesting. You know, the Star Hype account talks about how 50 Cent invested heavily in Lil Meech.
Yeah.
2 years of acting school. Like, paid for it all.
Wow.
This was a kid with no prior acting experience.
Right.
Stepping into a huge role.
Yeah.
And 50 Cent gave him the tools to succeed.
Right. And I mean, this kind of mentorship, it's cool, right? But it also sets up like a complicated dynamic.
Oh, absolutely. Like,
Yeah.
It's generous, but there are strings attached.
Yeah.
You know, there's expectations, there's this sense of obligation, maybe.
Yeah, you owe me something.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And then it wasn't just the acting lessons, there was a lot of money involved too.
Right?
Like reportedly over $5 million in legal funds for the family connected to the show.
Yeah, that's a serious investment. It sounds like 50 Cent wanted this whole thing to be like a long-term thing for the BMF family.
Right, he had this bigger vision, you know, spin-offs, films, multi-season deals, and it could have been huge. You know, $30 to $50 million potentially.
Wow.
A legitimate future for the family.
Yeah, like a total transformation.
Exactly. A way to build something positive out of a really difficult past.
But then things go sideways.
They do. And it starts with this photo of Big Meech and Rick Ross.
Right.
You know, right after Big Meech gets out.
I mean, on the surface, it's just a picture, right? Two guys in the hip-hop world hanging out.
Right, but there's so much more to it.
So why was 50 Cent so upset about it?
It's about loyalty and respect. 50 Cent and Rick Ross have this history, you know.
Beef.
Yeah, basically. And after 50 Cent put so much into BMF and into Lil Meech personally,
Right.
this alliance between Big Meech and his rival,
Yeah.
it felt like a slap in the face.
Like a betrayal.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It suggested that all that support that he'd given it meant nothing.
And then he drops the bomb. Lil Meech stole $10 million.
That's a huge accusation.
That's insane. What's the story there?
Well, the Star Hype account doesn't give a lot of specifics,
Okay.
but it sounds like 50 Cent believes Lil Meech took money that was meant for the family or for BMF business,
Okay.
and instead of using it wisely,
Yeah.
you know, he
Right.
blew it.
Yeah, and there were these stories going around about his spending habits.
Yeah, Tony Ayo was talking about Chrome Hearts jeans, Richard Mille watches.
Okay, so like living large.
Exactly. And it just doesn't look good, you know?
No, not at all.
Especially when you think about what Big Meech went through
Right?
and the opportunity that BMF represented.
Yeah, it's like disrespectful almost.
Right. It shows a lack of responsibility, maybe.
Yeah.
A failure to appreciate what 50 Cent was trying to do.
Okay, so then Rick Ross, he like doubles down.
Yeah, it's like he's leaning into it.
Car shows the Welcome Home concert.
Social media posts.
Like he's deliberately stepping on 50 Cent's toes.
Right, and the timing of it all.
Yeah.
It's hard not to see it as a power move.
Okay, so of course 50 Cent, he's not going to stay silent about this.
No way. He goes off on social media.
Right. He's known for that.
Yeah, he's not shy about expressing himself online.
So what did he say?
Well, the Star Hype account goes into detail.
Okay.
He's questioning where the $5 million went,
Okay.
making comments about Big Meech's jewelry,
Yeah.
even like making fun of Lil Meech's promo videos.
Okay, so like publicly shaming them.
Yeah, basically. He's putting him on blast.
And then there's that whole GoFundMe thing for Big Meech.
Oh, yeah, that was weird.
$330,000 a month for an Airbnb? Like,
Yeah.
who needs that much space?
It's a lot.
Yeah, and 50 Cent, he jumps all over that, right?
Oh, yeah, he uses it to make his point
About
financial mismanagement.
Yeah.
Like, are they really struggling or are they just out of touch with reality?
right, and he mentions P's crib.
Right, like hinting that there are more modest options available.
Yeah, and then there's 42, Doug giving Big Meech $100,000.
Yeah, and Tony Ayo saying that Big Meech was asking Lil Baby for money.
So it's like this confusing picture
Yeah.
of their financing.
Like, where's all the BMF money going?
Right.
Who's controlling it? Who's making the decisions?
So then Lil Meech reaches out to 50 Cent.
Yeah, after 50 Cent unfollowed him on Instagram,
Oh, right.
he sends him this message saying he loves him. He's loyal.
But it feels like he's missing the point.
Right. He's not addressing the accusations.
Yeah, like the money and Rick Ross.
Exactly. It's like he doesn't understand how serious this is.
And then 50 Cent reveals this whole thing about rehab.
Yeah, he says he sent Lil Meech to rehab.
Like secretly.
Yeah, and paid for it all himself.
Wow, that's a big deal. It shows that he actually cared about him.
Right. It wasn't just business.
Yeah, and then there were these allegations about Lil Meech being high on set.
Yeah, whippets in his truck.
Like during filming?
Yeah, and throwing up during a weapons test.
Oh my God.
Russell Hornsby apparently noticed it.
And 50 Cent, he even released a clip with Gan Deal, like corroborating the story.
Yeah, so it's not just 50 Cent's word against Lil Meech's.
Yeah.
There are other people who saw what was going on.
Okay, so now we got to talk about Tammy Cowens.
Right. Big Meech's former business partner.
This is where the snitching accusations come in.
Yeah, this is heavy stuff.
Yeah.
You know, in that world, snitching is the ultimate betrayal.
It can get you killed.
Exactly. And 50 Cent, he posts this text message
Okay.
where Tammy Cowan says that Lil Meech knew she was cooperating with the authorities.
While Big Meech was in prison.
Yeah, which means Lil Meech didn't tell his father.
Wow.
So 50 Cent saying, look, this betrayal goes way back.
Yeah.
It's not just about me and Rick Ross.
And he blurs Lil Meech's face out of the BMF stills.
Right, like he's erasing him from the narrative.
Okay, then there are those leaked text messages from Lil Meech to 50 Cent.
Yeah, where he's begging for forgiveness.
Saying he never switched up.
Right, but then he says something that really backfires.
What's that?
He says Rick Ross is giving his dad money until the next BMF season.
Oh.
Yeah, like he's trying to explain it away.
But it just confirms the connection.
Right, and 50 Cent's response is brutal.
What did he say?
He said, what, next season?
Oh my God.
Like he's implying that the show's done.
So Lil Meech just ruined his own career.
It looks that way.
It's crazy. And there's this theory out there that maybe Big Meech was jealous of his son.
Yeah, that's a wild one.
Like jealous of his success.
Right, and maybe even subtly sabotaging him.
That's like a whole other level of drama.
It is, but it makes you think. You
Yeah.
know, like a father seeing his son become famous,
Yeah.
playing him on TV, making all this money.
It could create some complicated feelings.
Absolutely.
So where does this leave things legally? Like, we know 50 Cent owns the rights to the BMF films.
Right, which means he has a lot of control over the BMF brand.
Yeah.
It would be really hard for Rick Ross to do anything with BMF without 50 Cent's permission.
And the future of the BMF series is up in the air now.
Yeah.
So Lil Meech's career is in limbo.
And the whole BMF legacy is kind of hanging in the balance.
Okay, so after all this, we still don't know for sure if Lil Meech stole $10 million.
The Star Hype account presents 50 Cent's side of the story.
Yeah.
But we don't have all the facts.
So it's still an open question.
Yeah. And it highlights how messy these public feuds can be.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
hard to know what's real and what's exaggerated.
It's like everyone's trying to control the narrative.
Exactly.
Okay, so we started with 50 Cent's vision for Lil Meech and the BMF brand.
Right.
This idea of building a legacy.
Yeah.
And then we have the alleged betrayal, the Rick Ross connection, the social media war,
The rehab revelations, the snitching accusations.
the leaked text messages.
Yeah, that's the line.
It's like a Shakespearean tragedy or something.
Right. It's a story about ambition and loyalty and betrayal.
And family
Yeah.
and how money can complicate everything.
Absolutely. So as you think about this,
Yeah.
remember that we're only getting one side of the story here.
Right.
50 Cent feels betrayed.
Yeah.
Lil Meech's actions definitely seem shady.
Yeah. And Rick Ross is adding fuel to the fire.
Right.
Right.
There may be more to it than we know.
Yeah. It makes you think, though, right?
It does.
Like, is this all real?
Yeah.
Or is it just a publicity stunt?
Right. Are they using this drama to stay relevant?
Yeah.
Or are there real consequences here?
Yeah, like for Lil Meech's career, for the BMF legacy.
And what does this say about loyalty and business
Yeah.
in the entertainment world?
It's like a cautionary tale.
It is. It definitely gives you a lot to think about.
Absolutely.
So we've given you the rundown based on what Star Hype found.
Yeah,
But now it's up to you to decide what you believe.
exactly.
What do you think really happened?
Yeah, who's telling the truth?
What are the motivations here?
And what do you think the consequences will be?
This deep dive was just the beginning.
Yeah, there's still a lot to uncover.
So keep digging and let us know what you find.
We'd love to hear your thoughts.
Absolutely.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah, thanks for joining us.